when life keeps falling, and wonder where He is in all this mess. He's right there to guide you, unseen, you're not alone. His light shines on the past that we're not shown. Give me shelter, Lord, from this storm. As it poured, you made it cure. In an overcrowded mind, the hurt, it brings us down to where we reach for Him. Our God above has hands to heal, saves us from our faults and fears, giving us the peace that we so desperately need. Give me shelter, Lord, from this storm. As it poured, you made it cure. Jesus bids us to call on Him. His peace and love are shelter from this storm. I can't see you on my darkest night, with hands held over me when I can't fight. If time has taken me, all that I have, it's You who rescues me. Lord, from the storm. As it poured, you made it cure. Jesus bids us to call on Him. His peace and love are shelter from the storm. His peace and love are shelter from the storm.
You are listening to Emmachev Radio.
is hot. Formula pop dance. Get the groove. Hey, Indians. On the move. Yeah, Thursday tunes. Make you swoon. 4 to 5, catch the vibe. Real soon. Emmachev Radio. Feel the heat. Pop dance beats. Won't retreat. Let's go. Formula pop dance. Dance along. Independent artist. Play this song.
All the latest news and breaking headlines. Live from your local radio station. This is On the Hour News.
Hey everyone, welcome to Emmachev Radio News.
Big stories breaking today.
A Kenyan man who spent a decade on death row is suing London's Metropolitan Police.
It's related to his wrongful conviction.
New emails show some serious panic within the Home Office about the case of Ali Kololo.
He was wrongly imprisoned for the 2011 murder of a British tourist.
Wow, 10 years in what his lawyers called appalling conditions.
That's heavy.
His conviction was overturned last year, 2023.
This is tragic.
6 Russian tourists are dead after a submarine sank in the Red Sea.
Egyptian officials confirmed it happened near Hurghada, a popular resort town.
A lot of conflicting reports flying around initially.
The Russian consulate first said 4 were dead, but didn't give nationalities.
Then Egyptian officials anonymously said 6 were dead, 9 injured.
Turns out all the tourists on board were Russian, 45 of them, including kids.
The sub was named Sinbad, by the way.
So sad.
It looks like emergency crews rescued 29 people.
Many tourist companies have been limiting travel in the Red Sea lately due to regional conflicts. Not sure if that played a role here, though.
The Sinbad Club's website says its subs go down about 25 meters, just to give you an idea.
Let's move on to sports.
Big games today. Leeds versus Swansea, Bayern Munich versus Street.
Pauli, and more.
Keep up with the live scoreboard and league tables.
Quickly running through some starting lineups.
Leeds, Meslier, Bogle, Byram, Strike, Rodon, Ampadu as captain, and so on.
Swansea, Vigouroux, Key, Fulton, Kabango as captain. The usual.
Later today we have Reims versus Marseille, Saint-Etienne versus Paris Saint-Germain, and Monaco versus Nice.
Tech news now, and it's a big one.
Elon Musk's ex-AI firm just bought X, formerly Twitter, for a cool $33 billion.
It's an all-stock deal.
Yeah, it combines 2 of Musk's companies, and might make it easier for him to train his AI model, Grok.
A lot of unanswered questions right now, but definitely a headline grabber.
Hello children, welcome to Storytime in Africa. My name is Evelyn Achira, and I'll be sharing with you stories about our African continent, and I hope you will enjoy it. So let us travel all the way to Congo. In Congo, there was famine. There was no food at all. And the food that people used to eat were not there. They had no potatoes, they had no bananas, they had no maize, there were no vegetables. It was a dry land. Even the grass had dried. It was a total famine. So, from there, from the village, one man from one family decided to move out of that country and go and look for the wealth of the family. So he left behind a mother with 2 children. This mother survived with nothing. There was totally nothing to feed. There was nothing to give unto her children. So they were so confused because the man traveled and left them behind. And in John's family also, they had nothing to eat. So they were just desperate and praying for food. So this mom decided to take his children to the river. She decided to kill the children and kill herself because that was the only solution that they had left with. So she went to the river and drowned the young girl. She asked them, I want to drown you. I want us to die because there is no hope for tomorrow. These people had they had no knowledge for God. So the mother decided to drown the young girl. So the young girl accepted and said, Mommy, that is the only solution for me. I'd rather die than suffer with this hunger. But the boy by the name Felix said, "No, I don't want to die, I want to live." So the mother drowned the young girl, and later she drowned herself. So Felix remained and just wondered what to do. Remember, the father had traveled far away to go and look for the other family. The mother had drowned herself and she has killed the young girl. So Felix started walking inside the desert, looking for and searching for food. So as he was walking by, he saw John on the other side fetching water to take to his mommy. Then John asked him, "Hey, young boy, what's your name?" Then the young boy, Felix, answered, "My name is Felix. What are you doing here?" The young boy was in tears. "We are so hungry. My mommy has killed herself and has killed my young sister, and my daddy traveled to a far country. So I'm all alone. I don't know what to do." Then, because John was so merciful, he offered to take Felix to their home. When he arrived at home, the father was so furious because he asked John, "There is famine. We don't have food. Who is this visitor?" And then John was like, "Daddy, this son is my brother because he has a problem. He needs to be assisted. The mother has drowned herself and the young girl, and the father went far away to look for food. So he's so desperate and he said he doesn't want to die. So I've brought him here so that we can offer him something." Then the dad asked him, "You know very well we don't have food. Where are we going to get an extra meal for him?" Then John was so sad. So when it came to mealtime, they went to a room where it was totally dark. So father to John served him a meal, just a plate for John. And then Felix was not served a meal. So while they were eating, John was taking something from his plate and directing backwards where Felix was seated. Imagine the dad to John did not serve Felix. What a heart. But John shared whatever little he had to Felix. Because Felix was so humbled, he was so calm, he never complained. So one day, it's like father to John was so ashamed because of Felix's behavior, because he was so humbled. So one day, he called Felix and told him, "I can see you're a good boy. So I want you today to go to the field with John. And then when you come back, we are going to serve you a meal." Hey, Felix was so happy. So they went together with John. They took care of the kettle. And then when evening came, they brought back the kettle. And then Felix was served with food. Now, they started treating Felix as one of their child. John was so happy because he was so merciful and he used to pray for his family. And then later on, there was rain and then there was now food. So Felix moved from his place and went to another country. And then later on, the father to Felix came back and he found that the family was not there. But he went to look for Felix and he traced him and he found him. So after 15 years, John became a pastor. So he was preaching and he was sent to some place somewhere to go and spread the gospel. So when he was preaching there, his teachings were good. People loved his teachings, but others hated his teachings because others never knew about God and John was preaching about God. So those people who never knew about God, they hated John and they planned on how they can kill him and chase him from their country. So one day, there were some people who planned to go and to steal John's cows. So when they planned, John realized that two of his cows were missing. So, and then when he went to the market, he identified the cows. And then he went to the chief and organized and called people to come and help him get back his cows. So when he went with the chief and other people, he found a crowd of thieves and they wanted to kill John. So they were like, "Kill this person. This is a foreigner. He's disturbing us. He's saying that these are his cows and yet these are not his cows. We want to kill him. He needs to go back to his country." And then John looked straight to the thieves and he identified Felix. Felix, funny enough, he was the leader of the thieves. And then John asked him, "Are you Felix?" Then Felix was, "Yes, I am Felix." "How did you know me? How did you come to discover my name?" Then John explained to him, "Do you remember that time when you came and explained to us that your mom had drowned herself and the young girl, and your daddy had gone to look for the wealth of the family? I took you to our place and we shared a meal with you. Do you remember?" Then Felix said, "Wow, are you John?" And then he commanded the other people not to kill John. He said, "No, if you want to kill this man, kill me, because this man saved me, because I was to die, but he saved me." So Felix stood beside John, and these people were very furious. And then that is how John was shown mercy. So because John was merciful to Felix at that particular time, he was a friend indeed. Felix was a friend in need, and John stood him as a friend indeed. So he showed mercy to Felix, and in return, when these people were planning to kill John, Felix stood and assisted John, and he was not killed. The same measure that was given to Felix is the same measure that was given to John. What does that story tell us? It tells us that we as human beings, whatever measure, any kind of treatment you offer to someone is the same measurement that will be measured to you. So we need to be very, very careful. So from that day, Felix stopped stealing. What he did, he changed his life completely. He started confessing his sins. He started going house to house, confessing what he had stolen. In one house, he could say, "I stole your blanket. Here are more blankets. Please, may I know my punishment?" In another house, he could go, "I stole your goats. Here are more goats. Please, may I know my punishment?" He took a long time confessing and going from house to house, confessing his sins and requesting to be punished. Later on, Felix was converted and he knew God. He was baptized. He became a good man. It is teaching us that when you're merciful and you help God's people, one day, one time, you touch a soul. You touch a soul. So the moral of the story is, let us be merciful to others. Let us learn to help many people, because at the end of the day, God will reward us. Thank you for listening to my story. I'll come next time with more stories. Bye-bye.
You are listening to Emmachev Radio.
Soon you know me not have to take no shot from no boy, cause me don't have a plan for them. And it no mean me I go send no man for them. Cause if I book them I read and I treat we like clown. Who say we have to take it lying down? Knowledge is the power, we control the tower, and rival Elizabeth crown. Yeah, things will be better. Up, me say step or elevator. Rise with the wind like a feather. Fly with the eagle and we sing like a bird. Yeah, things will be better. Up, me say step or elevator. No matter what the time or the weather. Fly with the eagle and we sing like a bird. Yeah. One thing you should know is that I never give in. No, I never give in. No. And I will always grow as long as I'm living. Yes, I'm living. Oh yeah. Now if a poverty in the way, we slap him with a book. You see gloom and dismay. We slap him with a book. All evil same way. We slap him with a book. Determination on display. Things will be better. Up, up, me say step